Well, if you don't know by now, I love this all. I have my normal GoPro mount right there on the mirrors. Oops, you really saw me. And I'm not sure I like that phone mount that I've got, but it does hold on to that phone real well. And but I want to do this video on that gear shifter to teach people how to downshift when you don't have a clutch. It is a 4-speed on this 2020 Honda Super Cub, but the engine braking is something that it's nice to have when you're coming down from highway speeds, which is not fast, 45 mile an hour, 50 if you're going downhill with the wind to your back. But I tried mounting it up here with an arm to point down there, but my knee got in the way. Couldn't see the shifter. Then I got big feet, 14s. Couldn't see the shifter. So I thought, well, I need to be coming maybe from this angle and be able to see my foot. Or possibly from this angle, and maybe see my foot, because mostly I do it with the toe shifter. I go underneath and on top. This thing's handy, but it's just in the wrong damn place. If you take it off of the sprocket and move it over one tooth, this thing gets up high enough where you can actually use it. But as it is, it's kind of difficult. So, and then I saw that in all of the bailiwick that you get for your GoPro, you get all kinds of attachment deals. There's this thing, and I could wrap this around my ankle, like here, and put it on either side or whatever it needs to do. May not even need the arm. Might be able to be just right on top of the shifter with this. This is going to be plan C. Plan A didn't work, which is up here and bend this thing around. By lifting the screw, you can just bend this thing all over the place and turn it and everything. But that just didn't work. And so, yeah, this will be plan C. My next plan, though, is to, well, here's my helmet. See, I got an attachment there on top of my helmet that actually gives the best picture for the ride, because it shows you where I'm looking, you know, so that you guys won't panic like I do watching somebody else when it looks like they're not looking around to see if anybody's coming. Well, that was nice of you. I could cut that out, I guess. But anyway, that gives a nicer picture. It looks funnier as hell because you got a GoPro on top of your head. But does that look any funnier than those people with full face helmets, which I don't have? You know, having it right there on their mouth. I don't know, have it on top of your head, have it on your mouth. Don't know. Hey, here's the cutest little thing that I ever did see. Look at that. Even in the daytime, you can see that thing. And it's just set on there with a magnet, so that you pull it off to charge it, and it runs 18 hours on a charge. I haven't ever tried that, but it stays fully charged all the time. It just uses no juice. We're wondering if there's 10 settings of these designs on there. This is the one that everybody thinks might be illegal. I don't know. I don't think they'll be able to see it too much in the daytime. But it's got a sensor on there for G-force. And if you apply your brakes, it turns into a brake light. It's kind of cool. I just get all kinds of weird stuff. So I got this thing, and I'm thinking, here's a mount right here that I might be able to mount somewhere on this that would get me a view. Yeah, it may not be good enough, even with the armature coming out 6 inches. Yeah, maybe it will. May have to do the armature plus some knuckles or something on the end of it to get around like this. But still, I don't think you're going to be able to see my toes. I'm going to try to install that, and I'll get back with you. Okay, so this is kind of what I ended up with. It gets a little touchy on these things because here we've got that right there. And you don't want to get any of these things close to your paint job, you know. But that's a good 1-inch clearance from everything. You see how much of a gap that is? So, you know, assuming it doesn't come loose, but with this GoPro stuff, you've got to be bold about tightening stuff down and tighten it down as much as you can. But now, see, I can put this arm on here like this, and I'd be out to there. Gives us a, you know, a decent view of possibly the side of my foot. Now, right here, you can add some knuckles. And if I can hold it up there, and camera can do it at the same time. You can add some knuckles, and that'd be out another 3 inches, so that you can turn the camera any direction you want it to go, in or out, or up or down. They got knuckles that'll do that. That's what I call them. But it's just joints. And so this might be the best way to get out here, so you can maybe out here, so maybe you can see the side of my foot and at least get an idea of what I'm doing when I'm downshifting. So I think I'm gonna add some more to that, put a camera on it, sit on it, and see what happens. I'll show you the results. What do you think about that? Funny thing is, when the helmet is dormant, this is why it never runs out of battery. When it's dormant and it notices that there's no movement, it turns off that backlight. That's pretty cool. That's why you get 18 hours of battery out of it. But you got to remember to turn it on. At night, that's not a problem. You would be thinking about that. But during the daytime, you might forget it. Okay, be back, show you what I got. Well, here's a happy how do you do for you. All right, you get here without any kind of knuckle on the end. And you get the GoPro up. And the GoPro would be facing out. or in. Neither one of which do you any good. So you need to swivel it that way. And that would give us somewhat this sort of angle. Turn that on and see what that would even look like. Kind of be to the side if I get any kind of thing on it at all. So I think I might be able to see my foot from there. Interesting thought. All right, I'm gonna try to find a swivel in all these pieces that I've got, and we'll see what we end up with. Well, as they used to say on the A-Team, I love it when a plan comes together. Now, this is a lot tighter. I could tighten it even more, but I want to leave it a little bit loose. So the washer kept me out of these threads so that I could tighten it up more, so that it didn't reach the end of its scope. Okay, now that should get us just about right. Now I'll put the camera on there, and right now I can move everything whichever direction I need. I haven't solved this problem yet. But an electrical type, yeah, that'll solve it, but I don't like the idea. Yeah, I don't like that idea. But you can see with a GoPro, you can jack all directions. They got so many attachments. You get one of those $11 kits or whatever, and they give you so many attachments that do all kinds of crap. You just got to be inventive on how you get it on there. I'm still not sure this is going to get me far enough out. But once I get the camera on there, I'll get it where I want it, tighten it all down, point it at my foot, sit on it, and see if we can see through my leg. My big fat leg. Yeah, fat chance, right? Okay, well, maybe we can, maybe we can't. If not, we always got plan C. We strap that murder right there on there. I tell you, this is kind of cute, the way this works. It has an unlock thing on it. And you unlock it like that, and then it'll swivel. Now, I expect that it won't take a lock, going some weird direction. Because, like if I change it 9 o'clock and 3 o'clock, I can push that lock in all the way till it clicks, and then it doesn't move. It don't move anymore. And to undo the lock, you just push it in from the other side. That's kind of cool. Doesn't take much for a GoPro. Let's try it in, say, a 10 to 4 deal, and try to push lock all the way in. Okay, I pushed lock all the way in, and it went in a little too easy. But it's locked. Not bad at all. I'm not sure how that works, don't care. But you get it 9 o'clock, 3 o'clock, and you get a satisfying click when it locks. I didn't get my satisfying click. It's not locked either. Oh, there's my satisfying click. Okay, now it's locked. Can't move it. All right. So you can just move it anywhere around you want to. So if you have it hanging on your leg, chances are you, in a close picture like what I'm going to want here, might not be bad. You know, I'd like to have a picture like that. And see, the camera might have to be strapped to be on the front of my leg to do it that way. May even have to put a knuckle on it to turn it around the right direction. Don't know. Oh, no. That would be the right direction. Pretty sure. The camera will be tilted though. But I think you can invert those pictures in iMovie, which is what I'm using, because it's free and it works real well. Okay. All right, I'm gonna try to put camera on this, try it out. If it doesn't work, I won't have to put this part on there yet, the tie to keep it this way. I won't have to put that on there yet. Be right back. This isn't too bad at all. I don't know if it'll work, but here's the view we've got from the camera. Now you see the back, the heel thing is probably going to be visible. And so even if you can't see through my leg to see my toe, you'll be able to see the results, possibly. Yeah, we'll see. I'm going to have to sit on this thing and find out, right? And then when I'm sitting on it, I won't be able to see this view. So we may have to video it with this, with the iPhone, and see if we get the proper view here. But this is all tightened down, and the only thing is this way. But not too concerned about that, because even if it goes in quite a ways, with that wide angle lens, this is a GoPro 9, that wide angle lens works pretty damn good. Okay, I'm gonna clear off all the stuff. Okay, so we've got it filming here. I believe, yep, we do. And I will get on top of this little booger and see what happens. See if we can see that or not. Let me screw that. So there's a down, up. The main thing is to be able to see the movement in engaging the clutch. Perfect. Not bad at all. So this may deserve a ride on the back. We are at 72 degrees in this fine town. Middle of March. We live in the tropics here sometimes. Some loud car going by. This might be exciting. I'll show you guys what trouble I have going over the ramp to get this down off the porch and out of the house. So let's just try that since I do have my shoes on. Don't have my helmet on, don't have my gloves on, don't have nothing on. But this is what it takes. Gotta get it up over the door. Oh. Man, I gotta get my foot where I can control this thing. problem being the kickstand barely clears the door. And somewhere here I just push off. I know it's not exciting to you guys, but it scares the crap out of me every time I do it. Hey, just a little word to the wise here. That kickstand that I added to this bike, it has a full stand where you lift the whole bike up and put it on there. But this kickstand is a lifesaver on this bike. It does stick down a little bit. I'm not sure, maybe it takes an inch of your clearance away. When it's fully retracted, there's still a little piece of metal there that hangs down a little bit. But this thing's a lifesaver. I mean, for getting on and off of the bike quickly and getting going fast, it's well worth the money, I tell you. And very, very easy to put on. Just thought I'd tell you about that while we're sitting here. Now back to our regularly scheduled program. Okay, here we go. We're going to try this out, see what kind of picture we get. Pointed as it currently is pointed. Right. Ever wondered what one of those things sounds like? That's what it sounds like. you can see. The only problem with this is that you can't see where I'm going and why I'm downshifting and what I'm coming up to. But the whole idea actually was to show you what the shifter does, and that you can use it just like a clutch and release it slowly once you've made the shift, the downshift. Like say you're going from third to second, then you hit it to go to second, but you don't let up your foot until you want the braking of the engine to occur smoothly. Nobody seems to do this. Everybody seems to, these reviewers, they don't spend enough time on the bike to find out. So they are just doing it quickly each time, and it is rather abrupt. And if they would just use it like it was designed, to release it slowly, just like you were letting out your clutch, then that would solve the whole problem. That's my adventure for today. I'm having a heck of a time putting this one together, so it's coming out after adventure 1 and 3 probably. Hey, I'm not good at this, but I'm getting better. See y'all later. The old man and the cub are still on an adventure.